result. You know, we're going to see the Gnar too. I feel like for Hanwha Life Esports, you don't even necessarily have to take the Jinx here. They will. It is a very strong pairing.
I mean, Deft is also like 90% win rate on the champion of all time, so probably a pretty good option.
It's a good play. They have now the opportunity too to try to get a top laner that can snowball things with the Udyr pick here for Johan. That was the alternative option, is to grab something like a Camille here, maybe band away, you know, because you want to make sure that Gnar is going to be able to be stable in that top lane. And when you do have champions like Camille paired with
to
Udyr,
just try and steal away really cool ultimates and things like that, which, you know, is good, but I don't know whether it's really going to be quite as powerful as what the Jace would have been, which would have been a lot of added pressure around the map that Udyr loves. And there's Yone. Okay, Chovy going to be locking it in for us. And remember, the time that BDD wants to forget in his life was when he played Syndra into Chovy's Yone.
And then if he does it to you again, you lose Flash. And this is what I'm talking about with the Udyr pick. Let's see if he can make it happen.
He's coming in with the bear. There's the Flash stun
there
as Chovy gets that knock up. And too easy it is for Hanwha Life Esports. It's the Udyr that gets the first blood, so not the worst news for Fred Brion, but still, what a phenomenal start here for Hanwha Life.
And this is the kind of thing that, like, you know,
Humpty actually trading very, very nicely there as he looks to try and invade the chickens. There's a hook point blank onto Delight. Flame Chompers go down. He has to flash to get out of the way. Deft does take the lantern, and now Vista's in trouble. Henna over the wall, and now Deft by himself against two. This is going to be dangerous, but a phenomenal play here from Fred Brion on the bottom side, punishing the aggression from Hanwha Life Esports.
Really well played by Delight
to
there.
push this wave out for Yaharong, but that does mean a bit of space in the enemy jungle is given over to Johan as Chovy gets himself back, and unfortunately, there's the Unbound Soul, has to ult his way out as the bowling ball's going to pick it up in the end. A bit of a mistake there from Chovy, as the Unbound Soul means that they know exactly where he is.
Yeah, that was not the right way to play that. He could have just walked away instead, but he offered himself to take a little bit of extra damage, and the sleep was available. And unfortunately, Johan was nowhere to be seen. He was trying to catch up in terms of farm. It was
to be able to grab themselves the Drake, and now the fight is on Vista. In a bit of trouble here as Chovy finds the ulti onto Henna. Not the target that Fred Brion want taken out earlier. Now Yaharong, both of the carries eliminated in an instant. And Hanwha Life Esports, yes, it is going to be a Cloud Soul. Yes, they lost the last good dragon, but they do grab this double, and they still have that Rift Herald available.
It's super important to note that I feel like, you know, this is the time where if you're Fred Brion, you have to make really tough calls like this, and I don't think their decision to stay on the Drake and actually hard commit to it is necessarily wrong if they can turn this game around later on, but I feel like they're not a team that's been able to successfully in the past show us that they can have a deficit like this in terms of control over the map, and then come back and take games from a significant gold deficit. And the fact that the Rift Herald, you know, is just now planted, that's going to be a lot of the extra gold coming through. But like, Fred Brion are like, we are not going to give up two objectives here and then find ourselves struggling in the later parts of the game against a tempo comp. We're going to commit to this. But this fight here in the Hanwha Life Esports comp is always supposed to win this at this stage of the game. They have extremely powerful ultimates, you know, the ability to stun people nonstop at this stage of the game with the Udyr pick. I mean, it is a very, I almost want to say impossible fight for Fred Brion if they commit to the Drake there. So they made their call to take them out in the game.
Yeah, I know. And Chovy's like only 40 CS ahead. That's actually really disappointing.
Yeah, we expect better, Chovy. Well, this is a really fast clear time they have on this Baron.
Yeah,
and they have vision control.
Melted. Vision is available. Good hook is going to land there as Delight might just get locked down very early. Not exactly the priority target, but into the backline goes Morgan. He's looking for more as the Lilia just gets exploded. Deft now just able to comfortably front to back. Picked up a couple of kills already as Hoya gets Mega, but it's not going to be enough. No jungler, no support to help start off these fights. And Fred Brion are going to have to give up the Baron.
I mean, this is the power of Udyr in its own funny way. You have control over the vision so easily and so safely that people who try to challenge you on a Baron like this have to walk blind into a choke point. And you mentioned it, Delight's the most survivable person. He's the one who has to be the one to do this. And it's just a hook so easy. There's a ward over the wall there, and the follow-up damage is real. And once Delight is gone, it's free, this team fight. Morgan comes through, grabs that gnarled into the wall, and it is just an easy cleanup. They just walk right back to Baron. And these are team fights up a Drake and a Rift Herald because they were like, well, I'm not going to take that straight up 5v5 fight, especially when Fred Brion has fast track on the objective. If they have prio, I'm just not going to take that fight.
Yeah.
And then they took the one fight they took with vision control.
Well, there's the solar flare. Phenomenal hook as Yaharong has to flash away immediately. Deft, you can see he's got so many bodies in front of him as Chovy comes around with the ultimate, looks to lock down Henna, does so easily as Johan just fighting on the front line, not worried at all. Deft is basically at full health as Chovy's still looking for more, gets the flash out, and I think, Wolf, that this game might just be over.
I think so. I mean, there was your there was your sleep Zonias that I was talking about from Umpty, but unfortunately it's just way too late. The game is over here, Atlas.
Deft is just so massive this game. This is why you don't give him the jinx. This is why you don't give Chovy the Yone, right?
There's so many things you can't give to this team.
That's the thing that's ridiculous, and I want to talk about this, but we need to talk about it later as HLE Esports are looking to lock down the Nexus. They want to grab a few extra kills as Deft might just fall down. No, he doesn't, and even claims the most important 50 gold on the map. HLE Esports make life very difficult for Fred Brion.
Very well played here for HLE Esports. And again, you go back to the draft, you know, you said you want to talk about, we can talk about it right now. Can't do that against this composition. And it's not a comp where, again, I feel like I said it earlier and I want to say it one more time. HLE Esports, if it's a different team, you know, if it was a Freaka piloting this comp, I'd be like, well, I don't know if they could pull this off, right? But they knew their win conditions. As you said, they did control the vision. And we're going to take a look at our post-game breakdown. But yeah, I mean, they controlled their win conditions, they executed it well, and they got enough of a lead to where Deft is just free hitting everything. I mean, almost 20k damage to himself. Look at the damage from Henna.
Yeah.
Or the lack thereof, unfortunately. I hate to say it.
I mean, the thing is, like, you look at that and you're like, oh, Henna's bad, blah, blah, blah. But no, I think the composition didn't work if HLE